Okay, I just recently re-leveled my build plate, and I loaded in some resin here that I haven't used in quite some time. So I'm going to want to add some more resin as I have a big job coming up. And then after I add some more resin, I'm going to mix it all together. If your resin sat in your print tray for a while, you like to do a mix before using it. That'll ensure you get the best results. Okay, I have here my trusty silicone mixing pad. I'm going to go all the way around the outside edges. The key is you want to scrape the outside edges with it. You want to move slow enough to where you do not make a mess by splashing your resin out. I do everything within my power to make sure I never get resin on my actual printer. It can be cleaned off with alcohol, but it's just something to avoid. So stir slowly. It's worth the extra time to just avoid having that issue in the future. I find I only really need to stir about once a day, especially if I'm continuously printing. Now the goal here is most of these resins have some solids in them. And in a lot of resins, it'll become really apparent when it's thoroughly mixed. But this is a Liqcreate Stone Coal Black. It's very hard to tell when this is mixed. So I just like to do it for a goodly amount of time. You're much better off to just take your time, make sure your resins are mixed, than to proceed and end up with a bad print. Now, when you're done mixing, I like to carefully scrape my mixer along the inside edge to get that resin back in. But then, just like scraping a spatula pudding, you might end up with some on the outside of your bowl. So take this and run it along this edge. This will make sure that any resin that's up on the edge that was going to drip down and get on your printer doesn't. And then, of course, I always wipe down my spatula with alcohol, or I dump it right in my alcohol vat and just let it sit in there, pull it out later to clean it. All right, well, your resin is mixed, and as always, if you change your resin in your printer, make sure you change what resin your printer has selected. I changed from deep blue to stone coal black. And there we go. Now I'm ready to print.